round 1 just finished, and I got a draw against... I won the die roll. He rolled an 8, and I rolled with 2 die, rolled a 3 with 1, and the other one fell off the table. I had to re-roll it, and we were already like, yeah, if it's a 5, it's just an 8. You really have to roll a 6. And then I rolled like a 9. Like, it was really crazy. I go first. Don't open crazy. Like, I open Fractal, go Silverhound effect. He goes Fubaros. I'm like, yeah, no response because I didn't have the Ash. He goes Fubaros again. So already double Fubaros. Then I get Bela on the Gold Leo. Get Ashed on like another extension I had. And I had to pass, but I had a Magnamut not Magnamut. I had a Baldrakk in hand to take his Maiden out of rotation and roll as well. So he couldn't really do much. And he won just by beatdown. I drew into combo, but he drew into hand traps for the times when I drew into combo. So he drew into an Imperm later on, he drew into a Nip later on, and I couldn't really do much. So he won round 1. And round 2, I go first again. And he starts off with draw phase Purulia. I called by the Purulia. Then he Fubarostes in standby phase. Imperms me. Then he Lancias me. Then I'm building like I'm on SP. And I want to go into my towers, but then I get nipped as well, and I can't even dodge the nip because like I'm under Lancia. And he had a Magnamut as well that he wanted to activate but couldn't because he was under Lancia. Next turn he couldn't really do much as well because I had the Silverhound in graveyard to negate his wishes. And I was able to win game 2, so that it was a draw in the end. Because I had some really cool lines. I had the King Dempsey came up, King Dempsey, Detached Yellow Marten, at Lunalight Fusion, and then I went into a Leo Dancer. He had kind of struggled to out the Leo Dancer. He could only out with his seals, but only on my turn. So I always had like one turn where I make Leo Dancer, crash into his board, blow up his board. And we finished round 2 with 1 minute on the time because we had a judge call as he tried to use the Magnamut under Lancia. But he just got a PE minor for that, and that's fine. Yeah, it was fun. Fun opponent, even though I got hand trapped quite much. Like I saw 4 Charmies in two duels, and my opening hands had Charmies as well. Like in game 1, I had a Purulia 2 that I discarded. Like, I'm drawing the Charmies when I'm going first, and my opponent opens double Fubaros. Like, it's just crazy. And right now I'm meeting up with some guys from my hometown, and then we'll talk about how their round 1 went. So I just played and won against Regenesis. I won the die roll, but that didn't matter because he was playing a blind second Regenesis deck. I did my full combo with 5 engine pieces uninterrupted, and he just looked in awe and conceded on the draw. So I didn't know which deck it was. I kept in the Charmies and everything, and I sided in a heavy poly. And then I found out it was Regenesis. He ended on the Omni Negate, the Spell Trap Banish, the Monster Bounce, and the Trap that books. So I couldn't really do much. I played a bit through his board. I made SP and I banished his Lord, so he couldn't run over my towers if I ever were to build one. But it just wasn't enough in game 2. And game 3, I did my combo, but I had 8 minutes on the clock when the turn started. So I had to hurry up quite much, because I always got to ask, yeah, is that fine, is that fine, is that fine? He drew for turn a Fubaros, so that was luck for me. And I hard opened a Black Goat. So I did Black Goat, declare Lava Golem, because Yannick, one of my friends, lost in round 1 against double Lava Golem when he played against Regenesis, and I didn't want to get Lava Golems. But then he revealed that he had double Archfiend in hand, and he had double Archfiend, Trust, Droplet, as well as... Oh, I can't remember. Oh, the 5th was Fubaros, and the 6th I can't remember. But when he summoned Archfiend under Baguska and attempted to use the effect, I ashed because I had an ash in hand as well, because I knew that he's going to droplet the Baguska in response if I okay the stuff. Then he trusted. I do SP to get the Archfiend off his side of the board so that he doesn't control a 2/5 monster on his side of the field anymore. He droplets, which I knew about because he played it like that, so obviously you telegraph that you got a droplet in hand. He negates SP and Baguska. He then trusts into Regenesis, and I negate the Regenesis with a Silverhound in the graveyard. Then he can still special summon the Omni Negate, but next turn I got Blackout Graveyard effect to negate the Omni Negate, and I can just swing in for game. He's Lunalight. So that was round 2. So I just finished playing round 3, and I lost against Vanquish Soul. In round 1, I did a slight misplay where I could have played it differently because I should have assumed he's on Vanquish Soul when I saw the Crow. I didn't play it that way because otherwise I could have ended on a Baguska still. He opened Ash, Crow, Droll against me in game 1, and I couldn't really do much through that, but I could have, instead of Gold Leo, I could have summoned a Kaleido Chick and a Kaleido Chick Dank Martin to maybe make a Baguska. That would have been possible. In game 2, he opened Fubaros, which I ashed, Lancia, which I called bite. Oh, you lost some cards.
Thank you.
And had a Crow on something too, but I was able to play through it, ended on SP Baguska plus Liger Dancer, which was nice. We had a judge call where the judge wasn't sure if you can use Masquerade's effect, if it already resolved, and then I bounced the Masquerade and want to use a Poly, but you can. That was the ruling in the end as well, but it took some time. And in game 3, I choked. I opened double Purulia, used the Purulias in standby phase, which isn't smart because I used both. I should have just used one. Then he had Stake Your Soul, reveal Zhao Long, and I didn't ash for some reason. I don't know. I said okay, and then immediately afterwards I was like, shit, that was really bad. And because of that, he was able to get a few summons even under the Purulias. He had an erase in rotation, which means next turn he could pop my stuff. And then he was able to search Holy Soul. Like it wasn't good. Really, if I had Ash that Stake Your Soul, I would have won because his hand was not good. He had opened Crow. Frost, Zhao Long, Field Spell, Droll. Which means I had to play through a Droll and a Crow. Kind of a struggle, but it would have worked if it wasn't for like the Raisin Pop as well and the Holy Suad and everything. Like if I had Ash the Stake Your Soul, it would have worked. I don't know. Well, that was round 3. We are 1-1-1 now. We're meeting up with some people from my hometown again, so let's see how they played. I just finished round 4, and I lost against Mitsu Fiendsmith. It wasn't really close. Like he won the die roll, and I played a bit through his board. He did a few misplays even, but it didn't change much. He ended on IP, every single ritual, and the quick play to pop, and yeah, it just wasn't meant to be in round 1. And round 2, I go first. He has Purulia in draw phase. Then he has Fubaros as training 2 to my Silverhound. So that's that. I do one misplay where I had a way to get a second tower on the board, but I didn't see the line. He had a few other interrupts as well, so there might not have been a line, because he used Ash as well. Like he used Ash, and he then in his draw phase used Imperm on the Baguska. I negated the Imperm. Then he was still able to search the Quick Play though, used the Quick Play to pop the Baguska. Then was able to search the out for Kaijus to out my one, the Kaiju out to out my one towers. I was left with only an SP, and he was able to pop the SP. So, yeah, it really wasn't meant to be. It was just losing the die roll against Mitsurugi, not having any hand traps against him, and yeah, round 2 he had double Charmies as well as Ash, and it was a hand where an Ash kind of hurt as well. I had Black Goat too, because he started his turn off by normal summoning Lurry. I do Black Goat Graveyard effect because I was able to send it with a Foolish Barrier Goods earlier. Declare Requiem so that he can't access the Fiendsmith line. That was nice. Like Black Goat completely shoved off the Fiendsmith stuff, but yeah, Black Goat is still a cool card though. Like that was fun, and I could have used the Foolish Barrier Goods as an extender, but I just kind of didn't have the cards in hand left for it. So because I didn't have the cards for the discard for the Serenade Dance, I chose to not use it as an extender and instead used it as another interruption. Maybe I should have gone for the other towers and tried to use it as an extender. I don't know. So that was my second loss. We are right now 1-1-2. This is not good. I gotta win every single round now, which is probably not happening. So I just played the mirror match against Lunalight, and it was fun. I won the die roll, I think. I'm not sure if he just passed or nothing. I think he might have passed on nothing. He then ashes my Gold Leo and impulses my Poli, but I can still end on Baguska and SP. He has to go into his own SP to out the Baguska. I chain my SP, target my own SP and the Baguska. He chains his SP, target both SPs, and that's exactly what I wanted, because I still had a Fubaros in hand. So I used the Fubaros because then I had an empty board, and he couldn't really do much because then I drew into an Ash as well, and because I had the Baguska on board earlier, he had to normal summon Gold Leo, couldn't really use his effects, he had to really play awkwardly, and yeah, I won on the crackback because then I still had a line to go into a Tiger King at tanky, and then from there on it's... And after I searched the tanky, it was just an easy ride through. In the second game, he said afterwards that he had sided for going second. He had, for example, heavy police in main, but he really didn't have anything else in this main that was purely for going second. So he went first again, even though he had sided for going second. Like, he had 3 heavy police in main. And I Ruliard him in draw phase, then ashed his Gold Leo. He couldn't do much afterwards, but my hand wasn't crazy as well. And I still had a Fubaros, so I just passed on nothing. Next turn, I Fubaros after he Silver Hounds. I then Lancia him because he got a perfume in the graveyard, and then then he ends on Saber Dancer. Like, he had 1 material too few. Saber Dancer and Dugaris, like nothing pretty much. Attacks for 5,600, and on the next turn I do full combo. I was kind of scared because I really passed on nothing, and my hope was either that he can't play, and I drew into a droll as well. So I could have drolled him, but he doesn't really add stuff if he's already under Lancia. And yeah, it really didn't do much. But he could have played it differently probably as well. And the heavy poly that he sided in going first didn't help him as well. He had a set impulse as well because he trusted, but that didn't change much. But we talked after the match. He was a really nice guy, and I told him about King Dempsey and that King Dempsey is crazy. And there might be one new King Dempsey enjoyer now. He said he is going to the vendors and asking for a King Dempsey as well. So I'm making huge advertisements for King Dempsey here. Okay, so I just played against Memento and I won. It was Memento Fiendsmith, and I lost the die roll, but was still kind of able to play through his board. He hadn't much of a board as well, I'll be honest, because I'm just remembering that I had Fuva and Ash, so I Fuva'd him and then Ashed his normal summon, and he couldn't do much after that. I then on the return played like through one Ash as well, but Ash isn't crazy against Lunalight. Then in game 2 he passed on a pretty good board, and I got he used talents against me as well. I ashed his witch, I think, and then he talented my hand, and my hand wasn't crazy. My hand was Poli, Black Sheep, Wolf, and Silverhound. He shuffled back the Poli, which I then proceeded to top deck afterwards. He had ended on a Caesar that I couldn't out, as well as like 3 back row, and that's about it. And in the third game, I went first. He had Fuvaros and Meowls, which is pretty good because I need quite many summons from the graveyard. But I ended on double towers as well as SP and Spell Trap Negate, and Black Goat laughs in graveyard. I kind of choked, but I didn't get punished because I could have added a Baguska to that as well. And I just forgot to do one, like I bounced the Tiger before I used the Tiger effect. So I had one too few buddy on field to go into a Baguska. And I had a Silverhound, just one Silverhound in the graveyard, which he was able to use an SP on. But I had a Serenade Dance in graveyard as well, which meant I could summon Gold Leo on his turn, then Gold Leo get a Silverhound, then Silverhound get myself another guy, and I had a Silverhound in graveyard again. It was pretty cool, and he tried to stall a bit, but just the normal like defend yourself stalling, not the I'm up in life points, so I gotta stall against you. He tried to just not die for a bit because his stuff, all of his guys trigger on destruction. He was able to stop a few attacks with that, but I had one of the towers was boosted, so I had a double attack 6,800 guy and 2 Raigekis as well as a Baguska that I then made. So yeah, he couldn't do much. I also misplayed with my SP because he normal summoned Darkblade. I think I ashed the Darkblade or something. Nah, I didn't ash the Darkblade. I did Black Gold. I chained Black Gold instead of SP because I should have used SP to banish his guy. Because he then proceeded to go to battle phase and run over my SP. So that was kind of stupid. But yeah, it worked out in the end. 2-1 win for me, and I am 3-1-2 right now. So now is round 7, and the matchups were just uploaded. I got my third loss against Mitsu FS Ryzeal. I won the die roll, but I got trolled as well as ashed. I still ended on a really decent end board. I ended on SP, Tower, and Spell Trap Negate in the graveyard, but I'll be honest, I kind of choked on the Spell Trap Negate. He used the Ritual spell, and I didn't negate the Ritual spell. I negated the second activation of the Ritual spell, but that already made him go plus way too hard. So that was kind of stupid. He then wasn't really able to out my towers well, but he made an IP and had a sword on the field because his hand wasn't, like the Ryzeal part of his hand wasn't great. And then he used IP and sword to go into this monster, which has 100 attack and it gains attack to the base attack that, of every monster that it points to. So he just summoned it, and because it had 3 forward arrows, there's no zone you can summon the towers where it's safe, except for the extra monster zone. And, well, he run over my towers because I couldn't pop it as well. I could have popped the IP, I guess, because at that point I still had my Raigeki. But if there's ice, if there's sword and IP on the field, you don't really want to just pop the IP. Like, I thought that he maybe wants to link climb or something because he was asking for the attributes in my graveyard, and I thought maybe there's a Charmer or maybe he goes into a sleep for some reason. But like, I only saw the Mitsurugi part of the deck at that point, and like the Sword Ryzeal, I don't know what I thought, but that's how he outed my towers in game 1. In game 2, I played through a Druid Worm, a Magnamut. He didn't add one of them in the end phase. He had both of them in his opening hand, as well as a Ghost Ogre, and that was pretty nice. I had a Magnamut on the Black Sheep, so that I couldn't add back the Black Sheep. That kind of hurt, and he hit the Yellow Marten with the Druid Worm. Then I banished the Druid Worm with an SP that I made. I ended on double towers and Baguska, as well as the SP and the Spell Trap Negate in the graveyard. It was pretty nice, and he couldn't do anything. And then he hurried up, because it turned out that he didn't have a way to win a time in his deck or an extra deck. So he was hurrying up so that it doesn't become a draw, because at that point it was a 1-1. I obviously had no hand traps, because it's me, and I was really unlucky. I had 18 non-engine, 15 hand traps, and 3 Xyz Encore, but I didn't draw into any of them. And he had a really good hand, really had everything. He ended on Caesar, as well as Detonator, without field spell though, he wasn't playing cross. IP, I believe, as well as the Mitsurugi stuff. And I top deck Fuvaros. I also had cut down the Tenki and the Masquerade to 2. I sided out 1 each because I thought, yeah, well, it's Dual Drive. Dual Drive is really, really good against the continuous spells. And I open Wolf, Tenki, Masquerade, the Fuvaros that I top deck, Kaleido Chick, and Black Sheep. And I can't do anything. And he still has Ash and Ogre in hand. So I'm playing through Ash, Ogre, 3 material Detonator, IP into like SP or whatever he could have summoned, a board wipe with his ritual, a make me send 1 card from my hand to the graveyard with his ritual, as well as a Caesar with 2 materials. Like, I honestly could have played through it if I had Xyz Encore for the Caesar or any other hand trap for his combo, because then his board wouldn't have been as good. And if I just spent a little more time, it would have been a draw as well. But we don't stall for time, so it is how it is. So I lost the Lunalight mirror match. In game 1 I didn't know that he was playing Lunalight because I won the Dyro, went first, I saw a Druid Worm, I saw a Magnamut, I saw an Ash, but I didn't saw any Lunalight cards. He then, on his turn, proceeds to normal summon Nemesis Flag, add Protoss, and concedes. I saw Nemesis stuff, so I think, I should probably side in Lancia, but then I think, yeah, other hand traps are probably better. If it's like Ryzeal, Mitsurugi, or like just Ryzeal good stuff, and I don't side in Lancias, which was a mistake because it was Lunalight. And I opened 0 hand traps game 2, got Protoss locked and couldn't do anything. In game 3 I went first again. I opened Tenki, Ash, Joel, Lancia, Tiger, Tenki F at Fractal F, said Silverhound F, summoned Gold Leo. I already smelled the Ash in his hand, so I summoned the Gold Leo in defense position. He ashed my Gold Leo, I can't do anything because I'm Lunalight locked, so I can't even do Tiger F, summon back Silverhound, and then make an SP. So I got to pass on that. He then normals Gold Leo. I droll him. He tries to do the anti-drow line. I Lancia him because that's how you stop the anti-drow line. He then has to pass on Martin in graveyard, Silverhound in graveyard, Wolf on field, Kaleido Chick on field, Gold Leo on field, and Mysterious Set. And like some cards still in hand. I then crash my Gold Leo, normal summon Ash, revive the Gold Leo, make an SP, banish his Wolf. He does, in the next turn, does Kaleido Chick effect. To send, I chain SP to banish his Gold Leo so that he doesn't get the add. He sent a Black Sheep, but he can't add it back to hand because the Gold Leo isn't on field anymore. I then still have another Ash, I think, that I drew into. But it's just not enough because he was able to... No, I had another Droll that I drew into. That's how it was. He was able to set a tanky though with Brotherhood of the Fire Fist guy, and that gave him the play for the next turn. Because I then just top-decked Serenade Dance with no way to discard it, and he had tanky that he could activate in the next turn. So that was GG's. I just won against White Forrest, Azamina, good stuff. It was a 60 card pile, and in round 1 I was able to win the die roll. With skill. And I ended on, I think only on SP, Towers, Spell Trap Negate, through some kind of hand trap. I can't remember which one though. In game 2, he went first. He does Wanted in draw phase, adds Dire Bellstar, activates Chicken Game, draws with Chicken Game, then sends Chicken Game for Dire Bellstar, sets the Continuous Spell, Tribute of the Dire Bellstar. I Ash him. He had a Cold Buy in hand. He revealed later on, but he didn't Ash the Cold Buy. Didn't Cold Buy the Ash. Then he set 4 and passed. With like 4 sets, no cards in hand, just a Continuous Spell and 4 sets. I topped like lightning strong. It was kind of nice. And then I remembered his face, and I told him, do you by some chance judge in Schwandorf? Because if you remember, at the Schwandorf Regional, in round 2, I won in time. And I hurried up, so I didn't play optimally with Dinomorphia. But I won in time. In round 2, I played versus Lab Fiendsmith. I lost the die roll as well. Lost game 1, won game 2, and in game 3, he went first. Didn't do much, essentially. I was able to normal summon Teresia, slap a Typhon on top of it because he did some extra deck summons with the Fiendsmith part of his deck. I attacked over one of his monsters, then set 4, one of them was a Gravedigger Strap Hole, inflicted 2000 damage to them with a Gravedigger Strap Hole. Time was called. I shaked hands already, told him GG's, and then he was like, I am going to the battle phase now. I will now attack you. And I told him, wait, time was called long ago. Like, time was called during his main phase. He finished his main phase, and I was a bit scared because like Lab can get traps from the deck that maybe gain life points or something, but he didn't do anything like that, and then just wanted to go battle phase. And I called a judge. A judge said, he's not sure. And I said, nope, time was called. I have a timer right in front of me. I've seen it and everything. And then I called the head judge. And the head judge of Schwandorf was my opponent in round 9 just now. And I spoke to him about that as well. And I told him that I still topped, but it still sucked. Because like I won in time that time. Anyway, I'm 4 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw right now. 2 of the losses could have been wins, but who knows. All in all, it was a very fun evening, and I'll go to my other buddies and enjoy the evening with them. Eingeschickt. Das ist eine Straße wechseln. So that was day 1. I sadly didn't qualify for day 2 because I went 4, 4 and 1 in day 2, but that's completely fine. I had a lot of fun with my friends and I played on day 2 as well. Before I tell you how day 2 went, I want to show you my deck list though. I changed a few cards out and put them face down because I either got them lent from friends or I would change them in the current format, because I played this before K9 and Yummy and Dragon Tail was a thing, so you really shouldn't copy this list. I was on 3 Gold Leo, 2 Kaleido Chick, 1 Marten, 2 Silverhound, 2 Black Sheep, 1 Fractal, 1 Tiger, 1 Wolf and 1 Emerald Bird. Currently I wouldn't play Emerald Bird because Arclight is really tricky, and because Arclight says that every monster sent from the deck to the graveyard or from the hand to the graveyard is banished instead, you can't really trigger many graveyard effects. And if you want to resolve something, then you always want to resolve the Silverhound or you want to resolve the Yellow Marten. You don't really want to use the Emerald Bird because it's just an extender. Then 3 Masquerade, 2 Perfume, 1 Lunalight Fusion, 3 Tenki, 1 Foolish Burial Goods and 1 Poly. Currently you could play a second Poly and maybe even a Guardian Chimera if you wanted to. And there was a debate about playing 3 of these because Detonator was still crazy when I was at Euros. But I thought that playing 3 of both of these was the right choice and it worked out really well. Then for the Charmies, I'm playing 3 Fuvaros, 3 Purulia. One of the Purulias I got from my friend Phipps, so that's a face down card right now. Then I was playing 3 Ash and 3 Bestials. I was playing a Magnamut, Druis Worm and a Baldrake, but I can't recommend playing Ash and playing Bestials right now because K9 is just so crazy and they don't really do much. Like if you play against Yummy and you just Ash their Obedience School, they always have the second Obedience School. So I can't recommend playing Ash and I can't really recommend playing the Bestials, but you can play Board Breakers over these as well. Currently I would recommend playing Trust in the main deck, playing Black Goat in the main deck because Black Goat is crazy right now, and maybe a few Breakers that you could substitute for the face down cards. In the extra deck I was playing an Almirage, a Cross Sheep and an SP. Almirage into SP came up quite often because I had very many Fiendsmith matchups, and this was able to break the Caesar. Then for the Lunalight monsters I was playing 2 Liger Dancer, 2 Leo Dancer, 1 Panther Dancer, which allowed me to actually make the Leo Dancer. This comes up because some decks really struggle against this. For example, Blue Eyes can really only bounce it with seals, and Ryzeal sometimes really struggles against this. And it's easier to make than the Leo Dancer, the Liger Dancer, I mean. Then I was playing a Sword Dancer. This is pretty much the best send, and if you are in a really grindy matchup, it can help, but it itself isn't a crazy card. 2 Perfume Dancer, because Perfume Dancer is really nice and we want to have it for the heavy poly. 1 Tiger King, 1 King Dempsey to detach for effect. You could play Nyala as well. Nyala detaches too, so sometimes you can trigger an Emerald Bird and a Yellow Marten, for example. But this detaches as a quick effect. So both of them have upsides, both of them have downsides. And Dempsey is just a decent card. Then 1 Dugaris, 1 Baguska. The extra deck is really good, so I really wouldn't change much here. You could cut the Almirage if you wanted to and play a Guardian Chimera, and you also could cut the Panther Dancer, but I really like it the way it is right now. In the side deck, I was playing 3 Lancia, and I would recommend playing Lancia as long as Malice isn't hit on the ban list. 3 Foolish Barrier Goods. I can't find my third one, so that's a face stone as well. 3 Foolish Barrier Goods could be played in the main deck as well if you wanted to, because it can send Black Goat and then it's a breaker for going second, or it can send Serenade Dance and then you can extend going first. 1 Called by the Grave in the side, 1 Black Goat that I already mentioned, as well as the already mentioned Serenade Dance. This makes siding really easy because you can just take out the 6 Charmies, put in the 3 Foolish Barrier Goods, Called by Black Goat and Serenade Dance, and you are good against pretty much any matchup except for stun. Then I was playing a Duster, a Lightning Storm, 1 Heavy Poly because I couldn't find space for more, and 3 Xyz Encore that I was playing to out Caesar, but I never actually drew it when I played against Fiendsmith, or to out Featherstorm, to like bounce a Castell back into the extra deck and they can't Featherstorm me. This never really came up. When I sided it in, I didn't drew it, I didn't have any chance to use it at Euros. And on the second day, I was playing side events, and the first side event I played at, I was there with my friend Yannick, and we said, oh yeah, let's have some people that register between us so that we can meet in the finals. Because oftentimes when you register right after another, then you are matched against each other in round 1, and that's just, you don't like to kick your friend out of the tournament in round 1. And we actually were on the opposite sides of the bracket. So in round 1, we both won our matches. I played against Mitsu Ryzeal and 2-0'd them. In game 1, I got nipped, and game 2, I won because I went Lunalight Fusion into the Leo Dancer. So Leo Dancer really is great against Ryzeal. Then in round 2, I played against a Blue Eyes player who topped Dutch Nationals, I think. Might even have won it. I don't know. He told a story about how he performed really, really well at Dutch Nationals. And I 2-0'd him because in game 1, he did droll me on the tanky ad, but I still did the line where you make Baguska and get yourself a Silver Hound as well as a Fusion Monster into the graveyard with the Kaleido Chick, so that you get a Baguska as well as a Spell Trap Negate. He couldn't really play through it, and I won on the Crackback. And in game 2, I Puruliat in draw phase, and then drolled him on the ad of Field Spell with Spirit, and then top decked another Fuvaros that I shotgunned, so that I drew with the summon that he did of the Spirit. It was pretty nice, and it was a quick and swift 2-0 for me. Yannick won his match as well, so we met in finals, and in finals I lost against Yannick in a 1-2 fashion. Game 1, I think he won. Game 2, I was able to claw back, and in game 3, it was a really grindy match. It came out to me doing a pretty stupid misplay, where I was able to either banish a Maiden or a Sage off the field with an SP until the end phase, and then nuke his board. But I banished the Maiden until the end phase. It returned the next turn, and he could reset his True Light that I had outed earlier. That was a little bit dumb, I'll admit, but yeah, it was a long day, and it was much fun. I hope you like this deck. If you want to, then feel free to just copy the core, but I really can't recommend playing Emerald Bird, playing Ash, and playing the Bestials. And after the ban list, maybe Lancia isn't useful as well, because maybe they just cut down Malice and Malice isn't playable anymore. I really had a blast with this deck. I really like that Lunalight is playable again. I initially bought this deck because I am a huge sucker for Lunalight. I played this in Duel Links a lot, and I bought this with the intent of playing this in Common Charity. And then all of a sudden, it becomes a meta deck. Like, that's crazy, isn't it? And the exact same threats that were a threat to Lunalight in Common Charity, like Lava Golem, for example, are now a problem for Lunalight as well. It's just really, really fun. All in all, I had a blast at Euros, but I probably should have played a different deck. And I want to thank all of you for watching this video. I want to thank my friends for lending me some cards that I didn't own. And I want to thank all of my friends that traveled with me to the Euros. I really had a great experience there. I'm hyped for the next time. I can't wait to top something. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Ich im Träumen.
Bela, komm, ich weiß, da draußen ist noch nass. Ich beeil's, komm. Ja, komm. Ah, hier ist trocken. Ja, du Feiner.
Punkte durch Lorel. Dadurch kann ich jetzt...
Aber Lorel ist doch sicherlich kein Soft Ones Return, oder? Wenn er auf
Ah
den
nee,
Friedhof
das ist das
gewinnt.
mit dem Friedhof.
Bela, guck mal, Mr. Heuschrecke. Ist das nicht interessant? Bela, guck mal, Mr. Heuschrecke. Hast du noch nicht entdeckt? Ja, Bela, da, Mr. Heuschrecke. Mr. Heuschrecke, Mr. Bela. Bela, guck doch mal. Bist du blind? Oh, Entschuldigung. Ja, guck mal, komm. Ich versuche auch, Mr. Heuschrecke nicht zu stören. Hast du ihn entdeckt?
You're scaling Lunalight Wolf? That's crazy. Wolf effect? Summon another one. Oh my god.
We are attempting to do the Gukan Sushi Shirawo. I probably messed up that pronunciation.
Yes. Und nein, Bela, was machst du mit Peach? Oh mein Gott, Alex.
Was macht er denn?
Er setzt sich aus wie drauf.
Ach man, ich hab die Kamera jetzt voll verwackelt.
Entschuldigung.
Ja, von hier. Ich will irgendwie, dass man Bela im Hintergrund so ein bisschen sieht.
Wie auf Peach hockt oder was?
Ja. Ertappt.
Was machst du da mit meiner Peachy? Was machst du? Lass meine Peachy in Ruhe, du Kleine. Was sagst du? Oh. Du sagst, die Peachy ist dir. Oh, meine Peachy. Meine Peachy. Ah, meine Peachy. Meine Peachy. Oh, meine Peachy. Ja, gib mir meine Peachy zurück.